stupid and I don't respect them. That's right. I just had sex with them. Show me your genitals. Your genitals. What? Show me your genitals. Genitalia. Show me your genitals. Genitals. Show me your genitals. Genitalia. Talk to me about stuff. Why? I'd rather see your titties. Now you're talking about other stuff. Why? I'd much rather see your titties.
Alexa, shut the fuck up. Ladies and gentlemen, there may or may not still be genders in between. Welcome to this live stream. As you can see, I was having trouble finding these headphones. And but it's okay. We're here now, and I'm supposed to be looking there, not here. All right, off to a great start. But you know what else is hard to find these days? Trillium packs, it turns out. Actually, a little bit of a rundown. I finally did it, folks. I finally booted him from the salt grinder. And do you see him? Because I don't see him anywhere, actually. Yeah, he is currently MIA when it comes to this live stream, and we'll see where this goes. But lastly, do you know what else is also hard to find besides these headphones? Is the will to live, which is what I'm here for, folks. On a weekly basis, I am here for all of your frustrations, to have a home, to vent, to exist. So let me be the caterer. I don't think I used that word right, of your disgruntled existence. Because let's be honest, you're here because you're a fucking loser and you're shite at everything else other than watching live streams and podcasts. So we are here today to celebrate that feat. Now, the difficult part about not having Trillion on the stream is that I can no longer watch porn in between segments. Like when he's talking, little known fact, I rarely ever listen. In fact, I already had something opened up, pre-planned to watch that I now have to wait essentially 2 hours to open up. So this should be a struggle in and of itself. But in the meantime, if Trillion does decide to join us, you never know during these things. He may just be on timeout. And so I should have probably prepared for this, but how's it going? How are all of you beautiful bastards out there? Now, because this is a very special stream, because there is technically no more Trillion to deal with, just saying, I'm going to leave this stream open to the community, to you fucks. All right, what intelligent, mind-boggling things do you have to talk about? I know what I would like to talk about, but I would like to open this up to all of you, just in case you have something to say. So let's see here. The FBI finally found Trillion. I call bullshit. That may or may not have been what happened to him. Now he is probably bombing tall buildings in America. That's a little bit sensitive, man. Okay, let's keep it. You're at an 11 right now. It's the start of the stream. I'm gonna lead you to take it down to like a 9. Okay. Probably got stoned to death. Where does he live? In Kuwait? Yeah, that's not out of the ordinary there, I guess. Not getting my countries right, clearly. He got stoned for Allah. How many things can happen to you because of Allah? God is a very dangerous creature, contrary to popular belief. Everybody convinces themselves that he stands for good and he's there to help and be the guide for you. And that may or may not be true. But you have to admit, he's also a bit of a troll. He's kind of like a bad ex-girlfriend, I believe, is what Louis C.K. said, and I believe that wholeheartedly. Zachary saying retracted his message. Was it a little bit too iffy for 9:30 p.m. cable podcasts, my friend? Okay, you already know this is the salt grinder. We can take it here. It's now the ISIS live chat with a bunch of Arabs. Oh, we have to have more people that watch that, right? That said, Let me check here. Okay, I have a string of 12 text messages that I need to catch up on. Not now, not now. I am here to entertain the people. I am here for you all, the people. And for anyone, actually, we're talking about Arabs here, apparently. For any of the Arabs in the stream, you know who you are. If you can, drive over to Trillion's place and wake him the fuck up and tell him that clearly I cannot do this alone. Clearly I am incompetent beyond belief to stand here by myself and actually think that I can hold an audience of what, 8 people current and counting, and entertain them all. This is very frightening to me. I have stage fright. I have camera fright. We should probably go ahead and take off the glasses because this is some serious shit. This is really getting serious. So, what do you nerds want to talk about? You know, I guess I'll be the guy that reads comments the first time ever in this stream. Can we talk about how Kit Harington checked himself into rehab because he was sad that Game of Thrones ended? Can't go wrong with the Game of Thrones beginning. All right. Let's talk about Kit Harington. He's a priss. No, he's not. Kit Harington, I think, is a fine actor. Not the greatest in the world, but was definitely one of the highlights throughout the entire Game of Thrones series until the later seasons where it was pretty, I guess it was foreshadowed, but it was pretty well established that he absolutely did not know anything. And even his own dialogue, even words beyond, she is my queen and I will serve her for, but he checked himself into rehab. Now, it's not entirely made sure if that's because the show ended and he was so mentally unstable / depressed because of it. I wouldn't be surprised. We all saw how Kaylee Cuoco, who plays Penny on The Big Bang Theory, was literally breaking down every single interview for that last season that they were touring for. And so it does have an effect on actors. There's no denying that. Though the article I read, it was prior to Game of Thrones ending. So it's not like Game of Thrones ended and then afterwards he went into rehab because he just didn't know what he was doing to himself. There's a fine line, though, as far as where I can criticize this, because I tend to believe that people that check themselves into rehab are actually the ones that are self-aware enough to save themselves before somebody else has to come take the load. And I respect that. I didn't know Kit Harington was dealing with those demons, if you will, but he seems to be doing fine now, right? It was before Game of Thrones season 8 premiered, and he went to rehab for that aftermath, and then he came back, and like I said, he's a notable actor. We'll see what he does next, but I really hope he doesn't fall into the trap of the one-hit wonder, which is where somebody does a role and they're defined by that role and exclusively only that role, and then they never go on to do anything else. A strange example that comes to me actually is, if anyone remembers Adam West's live-action Batman adaptation, the guy who played Robin, or Dick, if you really are like 12 years old and are that immature, the guy who played Robin, basically, he wasn't known for any other role, and they made such a big deal of him being in such an iconic role, but not really being wanted for anything else. That can be rough as an actor, especially if that was your whole life goal, if you will, and or if that was what you thought your life entailed, whether it be sooner or later, right? Some people don't always get into acting right away from childhood. Some people are late bloomers. Some people get discovered later. And imagine that being your breakout role, such an iconic character like Robin. And then you're just left in the dust after that series ends. That's it. That's all he did. That's all he ever did that anyone knows about. And so, I have faith that actors, a lot of the Game of Thrones actors, they already have ranges of what they've participated in acting-wise beforehand. And we've seen Kit Harington and the guy who plays Jamie and Emilia Clarke. We've seen them do multiple other live-action adaptations of things in the past during Game of Thrones. So, it's their life cycles as actors. I don't think is far fetched, and I don't think that Kit Harington's is done by any means. That said, put an invite in the chat. No. Let me in. Oh, well, I guess I got to do it now. So who here is going to watch Batwoman? Oh, that's funny, man. Batwoman. We already talked about it. Do we really have to put me through this again? I just recovered from not wanting to talk about Batwoman. Look, it's feminist propaganda. I think that's pretty clear. It wouldn't be such a big deal if it wasn't such in your face about it, right? Like people tend to misinterpret this part. People don't inherently hate feminism. They hate what it's become, but at least here in the States, it started from a place that was actually valid as far as, hey, we can't just have women as housewives all the time. I mean, we could, but it's not what they want. And so it made sense. That revolution made sense, the way that it evolved over time. And thus, there's been the waves of feminism, correct? So there's been the first wave, the second wave, which people claim to be the most prominent and the most important and the most necessary. And then third wave and fourth wave feminists. I didn't find out about fourth wave feminism until as of recently. And those are the two that are seen as jokes. Now, I thought we were currently just in third wave feminism. Turns out there's fourth wave feminism, and that's what people consider to be a laughing stock. And fourth wave feminism, from what I understand, is we've gotten to the evolution where feminism is infiltrating pop culture along with SJW narratives and becoming so insufferable, trying to force it down everyone's throat to the point where it basically makes it unwatchable. And it makes it a problem for obvious reasons. And I don't see it stopping anytime soon, but I also don't see the counter to that stopping anytime soon. Meaning that there is an audience for it, but there's also a bigger audience, I would argue, that's against it because it's identity politics. It's a form of it. And it just creates so much division. And frankly, it's annoying. Can we just call it for what it is? It's annoying. Modern feminism is annoying. A lot of women don't agree with it, which is the ultimate irony. But I guess at that point, you have the hardcore feminists, the ones with the pink hair and the armpit hair, calling women traitors to their gender. So if that's what it's going to take, in my opinion, to denounce Batwoman, then I suppose there is no turning back. But I also don't have a problem with anyone that wants to enjoy what they want to enjoy. I just won't respect your opinions of media at that point. Can you go over Weeaboo's connection with the KKK? You're going to have to expand on that, buddy. Weeaboo's connection with the KKK. I've heard the alt-right's connection to the KKK. That one makes more sense because most conservatives that are being dubbed alt-right aren't really alt-right, and alt-right really are closer to the KKK. Still not to that point yet, but they're a lot closer than like the Ben Shapiro's of the world. But Weeaboos with the KKK, I don't know which train of thought to take on that one, man. Thoughts on The Blacklist? I haven't watched it. I've heard great things. I've heard it's better than Game of Thrones this season, which isn't saying much, but if that's the primary talking point that everyone's bringing up, then I guess it must be true, right? When's the Salt Grinder getting a Discord? Whenever I fucking say so. Shut up. You still in the Zob? I don't know what that is. The what Discord? No. Speaking of which, Stoops, it's nice to see you again. Right? Did you finally come out of your mom's basement? Come to a real stream? to a real internet community. I'm proud of you. Right, we're making gains here. Hold on just a second. Whoops. Come on, guys. You guys have to be better with these topics, right? Some black weeaboo. Now let's stop talking about weebs. No thanks. All right, so there's the porn clip I want to watch. I will not screen share it for obvious reasons, but not nice to see you. Brez boy. Oh, Brez boy. I don't remember who you are. But yeah, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see anyone who's here dicking around in the stream. How goes it? Do you have a particular topic you would like to tickle my fancy with? That said, you want a hello. How do you do? E.T. to T.U. Louis. Are you speaking a language that I have to try to decipher here? The longer I do this, the more I should just go on about what I want to talk about. God, listening to comments sucks, bro. Like, look at these comments. Talk about your golden. Okay, we can talk about this. We can talk about the Golden State Warriors because a lot of people are. Listen, sports are a very interesting concept to discuss, and it only makes sense that with the NBA Finals have begun. I was going to go somewhere else with that, but that's too mean to start with. It's the Golden State Dynasty versus the historically embarrassing baby dinosaurs, and the baby dinosaurs stepped up mainly because I don't consider them baby dinosaurs anymore. They have a good roster. They have a better supporting cast, I would argue, than the Warriors right now. Where the Warriors will wear you down is with superstar talent, all-star talent, if you will. But they're struggling in that department. And because the Warriors are lacking in every other department, mainly because they rely so much on their stars, I saw game one going to the Raptors before it even begun. But before the game even happened, I knew it was going straight to the Raptors. They're better at home, and it showed. And as a Warriors fan, I wasn't humbled, I would say, because I saw it coming, but KD's out. DeMarcus Cousins is not only playing his first game in a long time, but his first finals appearance, and oh God, it showed. So,
wait, are we talking about sports in here?
Oh, look, people came in.
Also, wake up, Julian. How's your fucking sleep?
Oh, look, guys, Julian. Look who decided to show up.
All I'll say.
Explain yourself.
Is the holy month got me? All right.
All I can say is
we almost survived.
All I can say is I can finally watch my BDSM porn in peace.
Thank you. Wow. Well, that's what co-hosts for, huh? That's what they're for, I guess.
Now I've taken over the load for the first half hour or so. So you guys talk and give me some relief. Tag me in. Or out.
I saw you talking about Batwoman again. I felt bad for you. Do you know why? Because you were warming up. You were warming up for something worse, which is the new Terminator movie.
There's a new Terminator?
Yes, and guess who's the hero Terminator? The T-1000 or the T-800. It's a fucking female.
Okay, I really don't want to have to live react to this. Maybe we will though, but I don't mind. I don't mind it being a woman, but I will ask this. Do they push it in our faces?
Yes, they did. And she's like playing the lead and shit. And guess what? Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing. I think he will have like 15 minutes of screen time.
That's the funny thing with the Terminator franchise, though, is they can't let go of Arnold. Right, like every single Terminator movie, it's like they try next gen. We're moving past the original, and then they keep bringing Arnold back because they know that's the only thing that gets people back. In my eyes, there is real no incentive to go watch Terminator without Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Again, this era is just this era of media is just glorifying women actors and making the classic and favorite fan or the fan loved actor the dad figure that sacrifices and dies at the end, or maybe an alternative character like the new Rambo movie. There's a new Rambo movie, and guess what's the music in this fucking trailer? It's the
Batwoman one. I'm a woman.
No,
I'm
no,
a woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm a woman.
I appreciate my octaves. I'm being too egotistic. Anyways, the fucking music of the trailer is "I got the horses in the back, Horsaki's tits." That's the music of the fucking trailer. The Rambo trailer.
You know what the funniest part is? That I predict that song will be everywhere weeks ago. I predicted that is the song of the summer, possibly the song of the year. It is also a meme. And a lot of people do not understand that. Clearly,
it is
the Rambo director. Wait, hold on. They're making another fucking Rambo too?
Yes. Arnold and the Italian fucking stallion. They're gonna both die probably this year.
Okay,
they're gonna both die.
What about Men in Black, right? Which is now with a woman, and there's no doubt in my mind they're gonna push that narrative too.
Look, Men in Black, I don't mind it. I'm following the words of Trillian again. I personally I do find it fine because it's starring the cast of Thor Ragnarok, which I can trust. Of course, the movie did really well.
Here's where my concern comes with Men in Black, though. It's gonna be one of those Justin Trudeau moments. The whole movie is gonna be, hey, we're not mankind, we're people kind, right? Like X-Men has women in it, but the reason it's called X-Men is because it's a lot better than calling them X-people. So would you rather have Men in Black versus People in Black? And this is where I'm starting to think that the movie is going to have innuendo after innuendo regarding that, but not mentioning it up front. Just, they're going to be taking jabs at the concept of the name is Men in Black instead of People in Black, even though People in Black would be such a god-awful but ugly title. It would lose 100 million opening weekend just off that.
Do you know what's fucking uglier? Mentioning X-Men, the new X-Men is gonna be called the New Mutants. Not the classic title, but the New Mutants. Or the Marvel Mutants. I bet that.
Well, Marvel is partially in luck because people do not care about the X-Men anywhere near as much as they do about the Avengers.
Well, they lost their care after, putting a transgender character or a drag queen. Mutant.
How about we fix the Fantastic Four? How many tries and fuck-ups has it been for that franchise, for those heroes? Can they seriously not get a 4-person cast right?
I mean, the best one was with Chris Evans, but he ended the contract and, started the contract with fucking Captain America. Now he's done with Marvel. And
now, if history is any indication, he'll probably sign with DC. Because they'll just keep picking up Marvel's leftovers, which I'm fine with. You got to start somewhere.
Wait. Did he actually do that?
No, I'm predicting it.
Oh, please don't. Please don't ruin the actor's prestige.
Here's the thing, though. They just announced the new Batman, which is going to be the Twilight guy, the vampire guy, right? The really, really pale one. And I don't know how I feel about that, mainly because I don't know how he is as an actor. I could get past the stoic, If you act in Twilight, sorry, that's a stain on your resume for the rest of your life. But maybe you do have acting creds. And I haven't seen those yet because I refuse to watch anything that he's in, but I might have to now because he's in Batman. It wouldn't have surprised me, though, because Captain America just ended, that Chris Evans could have signed as Batman. I actually predicted that as well, but that one was really far-fetched.
I mean, Captain America would be, or Chris Evans would be a good Batman, better than fucking Ben Affleck, a depressed alcoholic who didn't go to rehab, spending his money on fucking bullshit and CGI six-pack abs.
Now it's all about the what's the Superman actor's name? Henry Cavill and his CGI mustache.
Yeah, CGI mustache with the fucking mouth, PS2 graphics and shit.
I'm so impressed by how they got stuck in that little debacle, though. Like, you're playing Superman, one of the most iconic characters of all time, but you can't shave your mustache because you're playing a secondary character in Mission Impossible. But it's in the contract, but we're fucking DC.
Also, I'm European. I can't grow a mustache in 2 weeks. I have to grow it in how many years?
Yeah, is it such a taboo thing to have fake mustaches around? If they sell them at party stores for little kids, why don't they have them as professional props for actors? Why does everything suck in 2019?
Bad ideas. They're just focusing on LGBTQ, RSTU fucking shit agendas. Nothing
God damn
in mind.
it, can you say something, Trillion?
He's dying.
I know. I'm playing Babushka.
What?
I'm playing Babushka.
Fuck you.
Where it is a hot day today. Where's the ice? That was quite the burn.
You looked so into it. I had to just leave you to it, man.
You have to beware the quiet kids, children. You never know what they're cooking up there.
Oh, I
I probably
yeah,
thought of that, come back for 5 minutes, and I was waiting for the perfect opportunity to say it. But I do want to address something in the comments. Are you guys familiar with Sargon of Akkad?
What now?
Remind me.
He is
he's
an
an
anti-SJW YouTuber who is now running for, I believe, Parliament. So he's a YouTuber turned political aficionado.
Oh, wow. Okay. Props to that guy.
He's actually doing well.
Is he gonna be the next Alex Jones? Please tell me.
I don't think he's that out of line, but
God damn it.
we're still looking for the next Alex Jones.
So wait, is he like, what's his affiliation? Is he left? Is he right? Is he Republican? Is he Democrat? What?
That's the thing. I only know the bare minimum. I know that he's anti-SJW, so be with that. It comes with that what you will. But I only know the bare minimum that he decided to stop making as many SJW, poning videos and decided to start actually criticizing the people in office and taking more direct jabs at them. And now but maybe people in the comments know because they were the ones that brought it up. But he is supposedly a centrist. I've heard that. So centrist in European politics.
You can't be a centrist if you want to win anything at this point. You got to.
Yeah, we'll see how he is making the rounds, and I think the reason is the same reason that like people on YouTube tend to thrive more than the media is due to the fact that it's a new platform, it's a new outlet, and therefore people are tending to listen to this new alternative voice. Hence why he's one of the ones claimed to be leading the fray of alternative media and why he's claimed as so dangerous by the mainstream.
No, wait. So how long does it take until Mr. Akkad goes into Parliament and gets a board out with subscribe to PewDiePie?
As long as it takes me to buffer this porno, buddy. it fucking closed on me. Or like you know how Pornhub has, like, if you stay on a page too long, you get one of those ads that like overtakes the page and redirects you to one of these like sexy
Oh,
live
okay.
cam. And I don't want to get a
Continue.
virus.
That has never happened to me.
That's why you use a fucking VPN.
Yes, the answer is always VPN, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Bitdefender, defend your home. VPN.
Betternet. Click on my pretty face and fucking activate me.
Make sure
No,
the
no, no.
sound is off.
Here's the thing with the politique. Okay,
Hmm.
he's gonna have, I think, to run Democrat, even if he's a centrist, because Republicans, there's no way a centrist is gonna be accepted. You know, you have to have big balls, and you have to say that you have big balls in the Republican Party. It's a misogynist place only for men, and everybody knows men aren't centralist. You know, they always stray from the path, and they need to be guided back by, you know, to the right path by the female. So his only option is to go Democrat. Now, how likely is a centrist making it in a Democrat Party? I don't know. Bernie looks all right these days. But I don't know how much people want to put him on charge. You know, free everything is kind of a problem for the businessmen.
Well, hold on.
There
This isn't American politics.
Wait, what? Okay.
This is Great Britain.
Oh, I know somebody who would be very insulted by this. If it's Great Britain, you can be as centrist as you like. Yeah, that democracy is rock solid. Never mind. Proceed.
I want to play the British anthem, but I hate it.
Is it something
Are
to
we
that
waiting
effect?
for something here? Because you already know what I'm.
No.
Wait,
No.
Louis, is it in yet? Is he still teasing?
What?
I think he's looking at the BDSM fucking lesbian porn or some shit.
Why are you looking at the Sam porn during the stream?
He's trying to pull a PogChamp, or what was his name? Man, I'm not a Twitch guy, and this is purple. I'm just offending myself. Fuck Twitch.
Did I just hear what I thought I heard?
I don't know. He's angry today for some reason. I don't know who tickled his balls.
What happened to your room? What happened to the lighting?
It's FUD for YouTube and the Soviet Union.
Okay, then.
I was confused. What the fuck?
I was under the impression we were waiting for something, but apparently we're all just, being those kids where it's like if one person's silent, everybody's just silent. You're standing outside a door that you think is locked because you see a whole line of people, but really it's not locked. It's just the first person didn't want to open it, and everybody else just lined up behind him.
No,
Well,
I came in late. You have to excuse me. I don't know what the flow is.
And I'm Babushka. That's my excuse.
How about you pick up that list that you always so proudly read from and tell us what's on the schedule today?
Well, I don't need that. First, let's talk about Huawei phones.
Oh,
You
yes.
American filth! How dare you do that to Huawei? How dare you? What has the Chinese done?
What haven't they done?
What do you mean? What haven't they done?
This is
Isn't it
explain your little phone
No, wait.
anecdote.
Isn't it enough that iPhone is still relevant as a company, and that's poisoning us? No. We have to remove Huawei. At least hit. Oh wait, they did hit Samsung. So okay, I guess next in line is Huawei, right?
Why don't you explain to the viewers better than I could what Huawei, Walrus, whatever phones are?
Supposedly Apple, or at least a US company, has
Apple.
sued Huawei on some trumped up charges and won. Huawei being upset with the fact that they lost a lawsuit on trumped up charges, withdrew from the market, and then Google and some chip making company both decided to boycott Huawei, and anybody with a Huawei phone can still use Android, but you can't get new upgrades, and Huawei cannot put Android on their new phones. And so Huawei's response was like, okay, fuck y'all. I'm gonna make my own operating system with blackjack and hookers. And
Nice.
yep, so and that's been happening.
It's supposed to be mahjong.
You get the reference. That's the point. But
You are sleepy. Okay, go on.
in any case, what the fuck? I thought this was a free market. Where's
Free
the
market,
free-
my fucking ass.
It's free until Apple says so.
I wanted a Huawei as my next phone.
You know,
Me
no,
too.
you know what you should be wanting for your next phone? That Energizer phone
Yes, I do.
that lasts for
Oh.
60 days.
It's, that you can't beat that one. Like that one it's a power bank, a phone, and like a lethal weapon should the need arise.
Yeah, have you seen that thing? It looks like a brick.
Yes.
It is an actual blue tinted brick.
Like it's just like imagine pulling this out and work. Everybody would be like, "Holy shit, what's this guy doing?"
It's a fucking C4.
Now, if anyone doesn't know, the Energizer Bunny company, the battery company, made a phone, and well, that's about it. Actually, they made a phone, but it's like the most powerful phone ever, and I hadn't heard about it until yesterday. And it looks like a rock, and it's very, very durable, to say the least, right? Isn't that oh wait, that's Duracell. My bad. But no, it's a phone that can last like 80 years from one charge. It's insane. How does the coverage not sway from Apple's latest circle jerk to this?
Let me mention how the people who made the phone is Energizer, the battery company. It's like you can imagine the meeting. It's like, okay, we want to make a phone. Okay, what's our gimmick? Battery. How do you do that? Give them more battery. Oh,
Fuck yeah.
you can see the person who's saying the idea and the person who's receiving it. You can like the person who's receiving the idea feels insulted that they didn't think of it themselves. Like, oh yeah, we are an energy company. Shit.
Just like, let's see, we're trying to expand our product line here. What do we make? Batteries. So what do we specialize in? Energy. What do people really like? Phones. What do people use our batteries for? Phones and other devices. Let's make the most powerful phone ever. And everyone's just like, okay.
That's all we need to hear.
Good job, Carl. You're getting a Lexus this year.
I'm waiting for Energizer to make a fucking pickup truck. An electrical pickup truck.
No, but before I forget, let me just say my thoughts on the Huawei thing. I think it's a bad idea to alienate the Chinese because, the Chinese built their phone market out of nothing, and their phones are the best in the market when it comes to like quality and price at the same time. So if you force them to make their own software, chances are in 5 years they'd have a better Android, a better Mac, a better everything, and they're gonna flood the market with it. And everywhere except the U.S. market is gonna buy it because the U.S. market will be busy wasting $900 on the new iPhone Galaxy S20 I don't know.
iPhone Galaxy X20. How fucking dare you?
Yes, how fucking dare you? We're only on 10. Have some respect.
That's what pissed you off?
All right, one step at a time. All right. By the time we get to 20, the screen will be that much bigger. All right. I think they increase it like an inch every year.
Oh no. Next, you can spit on the phone, and then it'll unlock.
Still
You
waiting
know,
for waterproof.
DNA scan. If you want waterproof, grab a fucking Samsung.
Dude, grab a sandwich bag and just shove your fucking phone inside that.
What, do I look like a peasant? But
No.
that actually is a good idea, come to think of it.
I
No.
do that when I go to the shower.
I don't need to do that. I can just shower with my Samsung.
I don't do that. I just shower with my Samsung. I fucking use it as soap if I feel like it. Just
Yeah. Yes.
Technology. What keeps me
I-
fresh in the
Look at
morning?
my
Technology.
Samsung.
I wash it. I dry it. I dress it up. I kiss it before bed, and I put it in its own separate bed section, and then I go to bed.
Which is wireless charging since 2014, you fucking peasants.
Whoa, what is this hostility?
I don't know. He's done his period today.
Is that what the red is for?
I guess. Yeah.
It's blue now.
It's for Soviet PMSing.
No, you heard him. It's blue now.
Oh.
Which means he's sad that we made fun of his period. Trillian, what have you done? Bazinga.
So, speaking of companies,
Yes, speaking of.
I do want to bitch about this, which is a lot of gaming companies do this because the gaming companies are like new to the market. I guess they didn't get the memo. Evidently, overworking your employees reduces their overall work output. Who would have thought? Right? But again, gaming companies didn't get the memo, so they're you've got these reports of like every gaming company ever just overworking their employees in order to meet a deadline or continue reach one thing or another. They didn't reach quite Amazon standards yet. Nobody's pissing in bottles, but it's still bothering me how slow the gaming companies are becoming legit businesses. It's like it was on the underground, and then Call of Duty came, and then suddenly everything is a legit company, and everybody thinks they're Nintendo now, and just are pulling off a Japanese, minus the work and the flow in the morning, so you can keep awake half of the time. I don't know if you're getting this reference, but in any case, why? Why are gaming companies gullible like that? How long will it take?
I mean, look at Activision. But tons of companies now. All of the companies are just being independent again. Example, Bungie.
Didn't Bungie die?
What?
Hasn't Bungie not been relevant since Halo died?
Yeah, I think they got. Oh yeah, they made Destiny. Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter though, because we all know that the best game currently on the market at the moment is Apex Legends, but that's whatever.
I am so sorry for you, Louis.
How's your credit card?
It's it was wounded recently with $140 deep wound.
Worth of fucking skins?
It was worth a fucking knife, is what it was worth. And I was
are
one
you
of the
playing
lucky
CS:GO?
ones.
Are you playing CS:GO?
I'm not playing
No.
CS:GO. Well, CS:GO is an interesting game for skins, but no, I'm not playing CS:GO.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's just the best gambling game.
Zachary, whatever you are.
Zakaria.
Who cares?
Zachary.
Yeah, you're,
Saiyan, call him Saiyan.
yeah. He's saying that like the Pokemon Company made a new game for the mobile, and it's Pokemon Sleep.
Oh
And
my god, is this one of those like Tamagotchi remakes?
I don't know. I'll have to look this up. So let's say
It's basically like you have to take care of like your Pokemon's a live pet and you have to take care of it, right? The same way that you would every other pet, but it's digital. It's just a Tamagotchi ripoff.
Well,
Pokemon,
I know where this is going.
It's Pokemon Go, but for bedtime. What?
what?
That makes a lot of sense.
That will fuck up my sleeping schedule already. It's fucked already. I mean,
Pokemon Sleep will turn sleeping into entertainment. What you're talking about? Sleeping is entertainment.
No, it's
you-
not. That's the point. That's what makes it beautiful. Is there's nothing when you're sleeping and you can finally rest.
Yeah. Just you're riding on horses, or you could have spent about 7 hours playing Gwent, and then 1 hour before the stream, you're like, oh, I could just a little nap, and then you skip all your alarms. That's the beauty of sleep, right?
Put your
What do you-
iPhone next to your head while you're sleeping, and when you have a wet dream, it will be saved on your cloud, so you can rewatch it and earn more coins.
Finally. All right, Apple is making some gains. Finally, something that'll make me buy the iPhone X1 or 11 or whatever. What are they on? Who cares? The point is, there's a Pokemon game for sleeping, which I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Apparently, it's like there is no. I'm looking for gameplay, but
Also, let's reference the elephant in the room. Pokemon Go is still a thing.
yeah, Pokemon Go has always been a thing. It died with most people, but there are always like a couple of stragglers who put too much money in the game, and that justifies them staying in it for as long as possible.
Hold on, there's microtransactions now in that game?
Oh, there's always been microtransactions in that game. It's a free-to-play game. What do you expect?
I didn't see them at first. I thought
Basically,
in the very beginning, it was just going around and you like flick the Pokeball that doesn't work half the time.
yeah, you go get like you get balls and shit. If you don't want to go grind every 3 seconds to get something, you can just get the balls. And if it makes anybody feel any better, like lots of people fell for that. So I can walk from here to here, which was the premise of Pokemon Go. I can walk from here to there and then get the thing, or I can pay for it and stay where I am. Pay. And just beat the point, like just sit next to the gym and just click buttons, right? And it's a stupid microtransaction thing.
All right, for all
That
of
game was-
the remaining stragglers out there, let me make things clear for all of you. Listen, you nerds. The whole point of Pokemon Go was for you to get out of your mom's basement and go interact with people. I know
Yeah.
they completely missed the mark there because people weren't doing that. They were just going and pretty much just staying attached to their phone and catching Pokemon. And then you occasionally have a gym battle, and then 3 hours later it gets taken from you. So then you have to go walk back to the same park where the gym was placed at, and you have to grind again to get it back, right? There was effort to be exerted. And along the way, you would have to find the Pokeballs that you would need to get the Pokemon. I should have expected that there would be a cheat for this, not a cheat, but like a shortcut, like who has time to go walk around like the game advertises?
just
And it
drive
really
around.
shouldn't surprise me because this is what gamers do. But wow, it's gotten to sleep now. We're sleeping with Pokemon now. That came out wrong, but you know what I mean.
Speaking
We can
of,
leave that. We can leave
No,
that
no.
discussion to Abby.
no. Speaking of, bill banning loot boxes to children. Thoughts, people?
Yes, this has been a couple weeks old, so definitely
Yes.
you guys might have opinions on it.
Well, first you have to understand that's 90% of Epic Games' income. This is clearly an attack on Epic Games' interest.
Especially because the bill is only targeted for kids.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly why it's.
And in
yeah.
my eyes, I have a conspiracy. The senator who introduced this bill, I believe it was a senator,
It happened to him, right? His kid.
his kid probably stole his
Yep.
credit card one too many times, bro. And you know, what's the obvious culprit? Fortnite, right? And so he decided to come after them finally.
However,
I'm-
whoops.
I'm sorry to kill your boner, guys, but Fortnite doesn't have loot boxes. You know, it only has battle passes and.
My next point. Fortnite, actually you said it. Yeah, Fortnite does. I was about to prove Trillion wrong, but
It's
as you can see,
Apex.
he just died.
Apex
off
is
screen.
gonna die.
Wait.
Say that again?
So Fortnite
Apex
doesn't
is
have.
gonna die.
Apex is already dead.
No, Trillion, shut your mouth. Okay, Apex is not dead. Okay, the problem is there's a couple hackers on PC and people got butthurt. Like there haven't been hackers in every other free-to-play online game. The
Yeah, but-
season 1 battle pass sucked Triceratops testicles. I cannot deny that. But the game is far from dead. Now Black Ops 4 is deader than the zombies
Black Ops
that
has
they're
been dead
advertising.
before it came out.
You know, I hate to admit that now, but yes, I should have
Activision
seen
up-
it with the futuristic bullshit. Except now
Dude,
they're
Activision,
going back to a reboot, kind of. I don't know.
Dude,
No one really knows what the new game is.
Activision aborted Black Ops. They're aborting their games. If you want to see an argument for why abortion is bad, look at Activision. They are aborting games. Look at what they're just feties. Feties? Fistus?
Fetuses.
That thing.
Feces.
Yes. Fetuses.
Basically, after a baby is aborted, they do basically look like feces. So
No. But to comment on Apex, hey Louis,
what, Trillion? What do you possibly have to say to me?
how's Wraith?
Damn it, Google! It didn't do it in time. I tried to mute him and he got it out first.
Wait. Let me send you his echo.
No, how's
How's
Wraith?
Ray?
Yes.
Ray's doing fine. Thank you for asking. I mean, I know there's some weirdos out there that have like wet dreams with her for some reason, right? All the creepy anime weeb who think she's just kind of cute, but no, she's fine. She's fine for a main. I admit this community kind of ruins her for me, but it's better than playing Gibraltar.
Oh, that Maui guy.
That big tub of fuck, yes.
I mean,
Biggest
Maui,
hitbox
that-
in history.
yeah, his hitbox is in the equivalent of fucking Texas.
Listen, him and Caustic, their hitboxes are fucking area codes at this point. Okay. Oh, we added 10% damage reduction. It doesn't make a difference. It's still target practice where the target is like the size of a pizza.
No. You want to buff? You want to buff Gibraltar? Give him an actual scanner to find where the good loot is.
You want to buff Gibraltar, just take him out of the game.
One above
No,
Gibraltar,
no.
remove his fucking chunky armor.
The only reason people use him is for the airstrike. Because once that thing comes down, holy shit, that thing actually hurts. It's not like Bangalore's where you get a warning like for like a minute and then you can go hide in a building. No, his comes down right away. Like Hiroshima. Bazinga. No, too soon? What? Yeah, too soon? I thought for sure
No.
Trillion was going to laugh at a Japanese joke at their expense.
What? No.
What's wrong? Eating too much sad rice lately?
sadly, I did
Or
go
wait, you
out.
haven't eaten anything because of the holy man.
You know, I'll give you that one, okay? I got slapped, all right? I can't say anything.
I mean, it's this month has 3 days left until we are just done.
Dude, you have to understand, last week has been horrible
I agree.
for the fasting. Like, I don't know what happened, but like everybody's in collective misery, just counting the days where I can wake up and have breakfast at its right time.
Oh,
Oh, I personally can't wait, because that means I can actually sleep beforehand, wake up proper, have some coffee an hour before the stream, instead of being like,
okay.
Now, since we're talking about games, I want to rant. And
Oh,
yesterday, I was on my Nintendo Switch, right?
okay.
Stop right there. I've heard enough.
Right, and I went through the video games list. I want a new game. Let's see if the Switch added anything interesting. So I'm into strategy. I always like looking at strategy games. So let's click on the strategy filter for the Switch games and see what's on there. What's on the top of the page? Fortnite! Fortnite is on the top of strategy games.
Build. Build. What's wrong with that strategy?
Tetris, the battle royale.
Tetris.
I did it.
So I got off the Nintendo store after that. Not really. I kept going to see what other strategy games are there. And apparently Minecraft is also a strategy game. So for the sake of everyone, let's just define strategy games. You know,
Like this one.
so
I paid for the skin.
Oh, look, diamonds.
Get wood.
So, strategy games. I'm going to use the broadest definition ever. Any game that gives you a bunch of options and routes to take, and to determine which option you should take, you use projection, i.e., whatever you click now over time is going to have certain consequences, certain buffs, certain whatever, and choosing and navigating these and knowing what's going to happen in the future or predicting what's going to happen in the future basically encompasses a strategy game. So any game that does that, and that's the main focus of the game, might as well be called strategy. Let's look at Fortnite. Let's see if it's strategy.
Oh.
You go to the best camping spots. That has consequences. There is strategy in it, but pew 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 pew, as Louis would put it, and build as Babushka would put it, is not a strategic focus. It's more of like, do this thing to win, and that's the only thing you can do. And if you don't do it, you're fucked. And so games can have strategy elements to them, but that doesn't mean that the game is strategy focused and therefore put in the strategy genre. A strategy game usually needs to focus on strategy as its main thing. You know, barely any other elements. The focus is strategy. Like you're supposed to leave with a headache after. If you don't leave with a headache, it's like
He's totally not talking about Paradox games and Total War games.
Total War games, Paradox games. I don't know, Heroes of Hearts and Magic, Heroes games. Then you have City Sims can be considered strategy.
Oh, SimCity
Depending.
and City Skyline.
Yep. Because again, there is long-term projection. Although these would be put as simulators more than strategy because the consequences are less. But Prison Architect, a lot of these games you can make an argument for them to be strategy. But I don't know what's next. God of War is strategic because you walk around in a stealth section, a stealth strategy.
No, here
Dude,
somebody
oh.
brought it up. They wanted to know what's in puzzle games. Fallout 76.
A disaster that Bethesda made.
Wait. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, you fucking filth. So I play basically like the diet version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Really? That's what you want me to play? No.
Is that the one on
Yu-Gi-Oh!
the motorcycles?
No, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is that thing on the phone where you play like a casual, watered-down version of Yu-Gi-Oh! So the casuals can play it. It's horrifying. It's bad. It's horrible. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is already bad at this point. Duel Links makes it worse as far as I'm concerned. If I wanted to play classic Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd play GOAT format. So no, I am a high-class gentleman. I play Gwent.
Oh, yes.
No Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. Not anymore, anyway. Duel Masters is actually a pretty fun game. Like Lelouch. I'll spare you the pretentious name because you know how cool Duel Masters used to be back in the day. It's a shame it's no longer in commission. I used to love it. Like I used to play a lot as a kid, and me and Aziz had like a nostalgia boner for it, and we bought a bunch of it and played like once or twice, made decks and played with them. It's a pretty fun game. I like card games. Card games can be considered strategy because long-term projection, unless you're playing I don't know, Hearthstone, then I'm sorry.
Do you think that card games are on the rise? By chance?
Yes, very, very much so. I don't need to think; they are on the rise. Just look at the stats. The Pokemon TCG, which I play, is like climbing up. Yu-Gi-Oh, like arguably like the biggest scam since loot boxes, right? With their forcing you to open packs policies and short printing and power creeping and all of those. Everything that's bad has been done by Konami at this point. Still sees a growing player base. Even though that to get into that game, you need to be like a lawyer. You need to reach a lawyer's level of understanding terms and timing and actions and you need to bring the 7 books of grief. I just made that up in order to like actually understand how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point. But people do it. Magic the Gathering. Let's not talk about the elitist, pretentious fucks that are the Magic the Gathering people,
as known as this guy.
Like we got a bunch, right? You got a bunch of strategy card games rather, and they're growing and they're only getting more and more and more. Right, like the future is within card games for anybody who wants to like make a safe turn-based multiplayer game. It's a safe like bet to make a card game. It's way safer than a regular RPG like MMO or whatever, like most people are doing. And if Gwent is any reference, if you make your card game very good, chances are people are going to play it. And if you make it free to play with some microtransactions for the people who really want to skip the grinding steps, then people will actually go for that. So,
Question: does
Yes.
Gwent have building?
House Wraith.
She's fine, man. She's
Oh,
she's fine.
I bet she is to some. Yeah.
She. Are you one of those pricks? Are you one of
No,
those guys that has dreams about her?
no. To me, Wraith looked ugly as shit.
Yeah, of course she does.
She looks like Machine Gun Kelly if he dyed his hair.
She looks like Miley Cyrus during her lesbian phase, but a lot paler and with Billie Eilish eyes.
Yeah, the eyes creep me out. Like it's like somebody in the middle of an LSD trip.
It's because they hear voices, right? Everyone that hears voices has to have those eyes.
Also, what's with the Fortnite edition Jenga?
The what?
I don't
The
know anything
Fortnite-
about Fortnite. I know there's building.
You know what my favorite thing is about Fortnite?
Nothing.
No.
The
There is
fact that you
something.
can disconnect it
No.
or uninstall it.
There is something positive about Fortnite, and you guys don't appreciate it enough. I'm thankful Fortnite exists. Do you know why?
Because it takes all the 12-year-olds from other
Yes.
games and puts them there.
Yes. All the squeakers are there. So when I play my games online, I don't see somebody being like, "Hey, your mom is like, I slept with her." You know, they're all there. They're all playing Fortnite.
Dude,
They're all
what are you doing?
They're all together, waving their banners around, doing their Jenga, and
Go to the side, dude.
I get to play my games in peace. You know, Fortnite is not the hero we deserve. The hero we need. No, it's the hero we need, not the hero we deserve. God damn it! Fortnite is Batman.
Which
Build,
one?
build,
The
build,
Ben
build, build,
Affleck
build,
or-
build, 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 build.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to talk about Amazon now.
Go on.
Yeah, why not?
So Lou, you brought you brought this to my attention, which is the wife of the CEO of Amazon is
Oh,
donating
great.
money to charity, which is great. With what money? With her divorce money, half of it.
Oh fuck.
You know, it's like stealing. It's like Robin Hood, right? That's what she is. She's Robin Hood. He's stealing from the rich to give to the poor. She's a gold digger for justice.
Female power. Women. Here's the thing, though. You actually can't hate on her too hardly because she is giving that money to charity. It's just how she got it, though. Sure, let's ask for a divorce and get half of what Amazon is. And then, because I already have enough to live off of, I'm going to donate the other half and look like a great person.
And you know what's sad?
Even though my husband is like the worst human being on the planet.
And I'm gonna be in the next Woman Talk Show.
Probably.
You know, she donates it to charity, right? In my opinion, that money should have went to the poor Amazon employees that are pissing in bottles. You know, the heroes who bring me my packages. Those are the ones who deserve that money. Okay, sure, we'll give it to the Africans, but every millionaire apparently has a foundation for charity, but nobody is feeding the Africans. So there is obviously something getting in the way. So maybe
Hey, there's a lot of
not-
causes out there that need charities, like ALS and scoliosis And the dozens of cancer treatment donation pots out there.
No.
But no one to help the Africans.
No, it's like, okay, we have enough money to feed all of them. But why would you feed them as a businessman? You are stealing all their shit, all their resources, right? You know, Scramble of Africa is still ongoing. So you are taking all their stuff, you're giving them crap in return. And if you feed them, they'll actually start to think, because that's the next part of once your stomach is full, now that's when you use your brain, right? And after that, people start putting electricity in villages using natural resources or whatever, like that one guy did that went to MIT after. And then next thing you know, Africa, who is bigger, is I think, I don't know, is it the biggest continent after Asia?
Yes, I think
Uh,
no. Yes,
with the
no.
with the best resources, probably like almost the highest population, like to total, because they're the ones multiplying like Catholic rabbits. To quote Nick Fury.
Here's the thing with Mackenzie
need to starve
Bezos
'em.
is
What?
Here's the thing with Mackenzie Bezos, which is the wife of, or the former wife, or will be the former. I don't know where they are in the divorce process. The ex of Jeff Bezos is that family is now. God damn it, Nika Bean, can you stop fucking texting me? Just be in the comments section, you prick. Anyway, people are comparing that family to the Gates family. I actually have more respect for the Gates family because at least they tried. They went to Africa and they tried to turn shit into water. Actual shit. Actual African doo-doo into cleanable drinking water.
How much water did they get?
Dude,
My guess is because it's gone unnoticed for the past like half decade, it wasn't that successful.
all I know is that India like banned the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation from entering India, and that's all I have to say about that. Dude, you gotta love the Indians. Like they are so like under the radar. They're everywhere. They're gonna almost surpass China in population because unlike China, there's no birth control. You know, there's no one child per family limit.
Well, I think they surpassed China already. Look at them spreading throughout the world. There's no more room in India.
There's plenty of room in India, but there's just, dude. Here's the problem with India, okay? Generally, and I say this both as like a compliment and as a problem, depending on how you see it. I personally, I really like that about India. Everything is messy, but somehow stuff gets done. But it gets done in its own Indian pace, right? You can't rush an Indian. You can't tame an Indian. And I'm not talking about those people who work in the U.S. Those people have been programmed in other people's cultures. No, I'm talking about like Indians proper, right? Like the people of the subcontinent, right?
The Indians in the States serve a very important role here. Okay, customer service is not something everybody wants to do, and it's it's clearly not something everybody wants to suck at doing either.
That's the worst type of Indian, in my opinion. The Indian that goes out to another country because they're so good in their natural habitat. And I'm not saying this is mocking. I actually think this is true. Like, they can get stuff done on stunning paces if they put their mind to it. But they're so fucking messy.
Well, let's not go far. Look at Dubai. Indians own hotels there. Not a hotel. Hotels. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, why the hell did they come here and try to become doctors?
No, doctor's out of fashion now. It's IT right now.
IT is all, yeah, it's been IT for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the raise right now. I don't get it personally. What made them think IT is a good idea? I assume hireability. Everybody wants an IT department at this point. Like, I assume even like the simplest things, like I don't know, making paper now needs an IT department.
What makes these high-level executives think that when somebody calls on the phone and has a problem with their device, that they want to hear an Indian struggling with the language for customer service? They don't train these people, I'm telling you.
Because Gandhi told them, and they have the patience for it.
Oh,
They do. It's their calling.
dude, have you looked up the dirt on Gandhi? I love it. Like, there's so much dirt on Gandhi.
Yeah,
He makes-
probably. He was too good to be true, right?
And that's what I like. It's like everybody's like, oh, she's like Gandhi, the bringer of peace, and I'm like, no.
Just because he starved himself because he refused to eat didn't mean he was some sort of messiah.
Oh, that
No,
worked.
Like my favorite thing about Gandhi is like, when his wife got ill because they're Jain or whatever, they refused to, like he refused to give his wife medicine, and she died because of it. And then when he got ill, he took medicine. You know,
Nice.
you know, double standards.
Bum, bum.
Here is your misogyny for you, right?
Wait, hold on a
Here's-
second. Is this true? Gandhi was a fan of Hitler.
Really? Okay, that's a new one for me. That's more scandal for.
Where
For
did
the
that come from?
So I know the Gandhi was gay, or suspected to be gay, and had a gay Indian lover. I
Was
knew
it
that
coined by J.K. Rowling?
one.
Good question.
You know what? I bet that's where the Fortnite strategy came from. Like J.K. Rowling said it, and then everybody like just kind of
No, we have to do it now because inclusivity.
inclusivity, right? No. Let's talk about something. And I wrote this in here, and I don't know what it is, but it's for you, Louis. You were the one who said it, which is I called it the Lisp topic.
The Lisp topic?
Yes.
Lisp?
I don't know what you said that made me write the Lisp topic. So
I ran into a person the other day who had a noticeable, it was actually a stutter. But they were telling me about their own experience and another experience they knew of a friend of theirs who had a lisp, that they met at this sort of like psychology, not a seminar, but it was a get together for speech practice, right? And I don't think people realize that people with stutters and lisps obviously go through a lot, but it's not because of the teasing or the bullying. It's because they're subjected to having to go to these classes with these quote unquote psychologists who know who think they know how to cure them, like it's some sort of fucking disease. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm getting sick and tired of psychology being treated as the outlet to solve everything, when the humanities in and of itself doesn't have a good wrap around itself. And psychology has essentially become a laughingstock in 2019 because now they're all basically just ganging up on the president, calling him insecure, calling he has tiny hands, this and that, right? Every single day in the media, there's something. This psychologist says that Trump is unfit to be president. Why don't you do your fucking job? But what are you doing commenting on politics? Anyhow, this person who has the stutter tells me a very personal and deep and frankly hilarious, but I had to hold that part in, anecdote about how they they overcame their stutter, at least partially.
Is it weed?
It was not weed, it was alcohol. And the reason that alcohol helped was because it loosened the tension. And he found this out about himself. And it doesn't work for everybody, but he says that for him, he noticed himself stuttering less because there was less tension and less emphasis and less of a desire to feel perfect when speaking, that when he drank and consumed enough alcohol, words would just come out more naturally for him. And so that was partially his cure. It doesn't work for everybody, but he was so astonished that he had been with a psychologist for 3 years because his parents had put him through it and had seen no results whatsoever. And all those 3 years were concerned were like speaking exercises. So it was just like, can you recite these sentences slowly? And whenever you have a thought, repeat it 3 times in your head slowly before reciting it for somebody. It's the same thing for 3 years. Nothing works, right? Because the psychologist that is supposedly trying to treat this person doesn't have a lisp or doesn't have a stutter. So they don't know what it feels like. They don't know how to go about it. So I found that to be, frankly, a hysterical anecdote about how alcohol, for all intents and purposes, and for all the backlash it gets, was actually able to solve a problem before a speech linguistic expert with a PhD,
Well,
who had supposedly devoted 30 years of her life to this.
no.
Found no results.
Here's the thing. Okay, it's not just psychology; it's the humanities, right? They all suffer from the same stupid mistake, which is they think they know. You know, unlike doctors get to deal with tissue. They do tests. They have a diagnosis, and when they're wrong, they can kill someone. So they're very careful. They're very careful people. You go to the psychologist, like, I think you have obsessive compulsive disorder, like everyone else. You know, here are some pills. Go away. Or say daddy with me. Say daddy. You know, and the person with the stutter is like, yeah, it's like, and the person with, the person with the stutter is like,
I'm not a child.
Yeah, like, can you stop? I know a couple of people with a stutter. Like, they're fun. The stutters is like a quality of character, as far as I'm concerned, right? You can own having a stutter. How about you teach them that instead of don't say daddy, say very slowly do, and that cancels the stutter. All right.
Mr. President Obama, can you say informal slowly for me? If.
I just No, here's
also, I have a joke for guys with the lisp. What thinks the unthinkable? An iceberg.
In my eyes, this is stuttering is something that everybody does, but what people are concerned about obviously is the chronic stutter, and it really isn't that bad compared to so many worse things that you could get out there.
Just
and
like
the hilarious
that, basketball player. If you saw the video.
Wait, which basketball player?
There's that basketball player. I was like, in the video, it was me for a while. He was like, my first year, I played him. He just
Oh,
Like-
I've seen that.
Yeah, this guy, the lawnmower guy.
No, the thing with the stutter is that it's one of the few, quote, like people treat it like a disease, right? It's one of the few things out there it's curable, quote unquote. It's treatable, but you have to know the approach to take. And the problem with modern day psychology, and where they make their money not really fixing anything, is that they benefit from not fixing you, if that's what you're looking for. They see your insecurities, they see your problems, and my conspiracy, my thoughts, is that they never really fix anything. They give you the impression, right? The little soft pat on the back. You're doing great, daddy, right? But really, they're just pushing your insecurities even more.
Marriage counseling. Marriage counseling.
Which is why I've told myself, I promise I will never go to a psychologist or a therapist. It's not because they don't know what's wrong with me, if there is something wrong with me, but there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to exploit it. They're going to exploit it because they want to keep me coming in.
Look, if you think that psychologists are bad, look at Kuwaiti dietitians.
Or just dietitians.
They are horrible. They stole my money until I made my own fucking diet and lost 45 kilograms in 1 year.
No, you should have went for the government one. That one is better. But no. Here's the thing. If you want to get advice, don't go to a psychologist. And I say this understanding, knowing it's just a better option, not what I'd recommend anyway. Get a life coach. The reason a life coach is better than a psychologist is because the market rules him. He has to make successes. If he doesn't get successes and people are not praising him, like, he changed my life, he doesn't make money. So he has to make you a success. There's an incentive to make you successful, but the psychologist doesn't need to. Just go to a psychologist.
It's just all so pretentious, though. I can't take any of it seriously. Life coaches, basically anyone who's trying to promote that self-help, come to me for self-help. Well, if I'm coming to you, then I'm not really helping myself. It's not self-help, is it? It's just help. It's you helping me. It's just, I've never seen a subject matter be so up its own ass. It's unbelievable.
I tell you, that's what happens when you put women in charge of the fucking fields. That's humanities.
Daddy.
Build.
And I want to get this clear as well. Everybody has the variation of a stutter. We know this because when you're thinking too fast and your mouth can't catch up, like right now, you're stuttering, right? Like you can't get the words out as proficiently as you would. So everybody has this problem in degrees. It's just a matter of, if you have it chronically, don't go to the person that's going to treat you like an infant again, because you know how to talk, you know the language. You don't need somebody to reteach that to you. That's not working.
Speaking of failures to the humanities, I wanna transition to this topic, and I'm sorry to advance to people, but this has to be said. All right, modern poetry.
Oh no.
We've sunk this low, have we?
So, Louis recommended to me that I look up the top 10 poets of 2018, right? Because we wanted the full year. We wanted the full year's work, not 2019. They're not done with that yet. So, first, I looked up the list. I looked at the top 10, man. And man, I haven't seen a field this bad in a very long time, man. I haven't seen that. How do you make rappers look good as individuals? Not just
even
as people.
Dude, not even rappers. Even mumble rappers are better.
Louis, can we play that clip?
We could, but for starters, I just want to get this off my chest when it comes to, and I think everybody will agree that we've already agreed on this,
Yes.
where poetry is still salty that it lost to rap. It lost rhyming to rap, and it has never recovered since.
Oh no, it didn't lose rhyming. Rappers started rhyming, and they're like, "We're not those. We're not those. All right. We have dignity. We have better standards. Here, look at our prose. You know." And people started like going to that. They basically looked at rap and was like, "That's not our little brother that we are supposed to nurture and love. No. We are our own separate thing. We don't know that guy." Which I think is a shame, because what do rappers always say? You know, we're poets. You know, what we do is poetry. We borrowed everything from poetry. And this is our new like expansion on it. So poetry would benefit from, you know, like associating with rap and rhyming. And what is poetry if not rhyming without music? So there is no beat, there is no tone. You need the words only do the rhyme, and that it has its own flow and its own fun. When did it become like a pretentious statement about how your period really looked weird on the tampon that day? Like,
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if there is a poem like that, because poetry has become so gloomy. This is where rap also won, right? I think that rap is the modern day I think music in general has overtaken as the modern day poetry, because all music is an extension of poetry. That's why so many musicians call themselves poets, because a lot of them were inspired by poets. They certainly were inspired with the songwriting process. And rhyming is just half of that, right? Because like,
right, yeah.
I would argue that writing a song that rhymes or raps is easier than writing a song that doesn't have to rhyme, but that you have to get all the notes proper when reciting it.
That's fucking annoying.
Because that's a different ballpark. But the point is the foundations are the same. And so exactly what you said, you know, they don't like to be guilty by association, even though what they're associating with is great, right? There's always been music and there's always been poetry. What's wrong with combining the two? You're too pretentious because you don't want your field to be fun anymore. You don't want your medium to explore and expand and try anything different. That's why music is so much fun. And that's why whenever people have to learn about poetry in school,
they fall asleep.
Oh, they dread it.
No, here's like, let me make this argument. Like poetry, most of the part distance themselves from rap and all that, because all rap does is talk about bitches and hoes and riding around with money, right? You know what poetic work also does that? I'll give you one. The Arabian Nights.
Oh, Arabian Nights.
That's
fire.
It's basically a pornography film in fucking poetry form. There's people always rhymed about bitches and ass. They just didn't happen to be black back then. So you couldn't associate them with thug culture.
I approve.
So let's not pretend like these rappers aren't poets because they're writing about bitches and ass, or because they don't have, like, their flow is too fast for you. It's a different interpretation of the art form. I see when people do different art, like actual art projects, and they put their own take on it, everybody's like getting boners. But, you know, like people on the street start doing it, like, oh, they're not artistic. No, this is not art. This is like, an angsty statement. You know what an angsty statement is? What the video we're going to show. You know, that's angst, and not good angst at that. There's good angst. This is not it.
There's a couple poetry clips that I could show that will just cringe the entire screen. I do have to, I guess this is the perfect time for a disclaimer, if there is one. You may cringe so hard your neck might snap.
Oh.
Yeah, like...
But which one are we talking about here? Are we talking about the one that I showed you last night, or
No. I don't want the home one.
The guy that yells.
No, I don't want the guy that yells. You know, there was one Louis showed me where like it's talking about refugees and all he's saying about home and boyfriend's handgun, and you don't understand anything. That's classic. That's fine. No, I don't want that. I want one in the Jimmy Falcon, Jimmy Fallon.
Ah,
Jimmy-
you want
Jimmy
the
Fra-
Jimmy
Frowning.
Fallon one.
Yes,
Jimmy
that's the
Fallon.
one.
I shall dig this up.
Because like last time when I listened to that home poem where he's talking about refugees, but somehow talking like in the most boring tone possible, like no rhyming, no dramatic timing. When you present a poem, because I've done it before, I've written poetry and I've presented poetry. There's dramatic tension you need to set up. Your words have to. The bare minimum is for you to establish a tone. You have no music. You have to do it yourself. You know when to be quiet. You know when to present. You know when to say it loud. You know when to whisper and walk. Like even your posture has an importance in a dramatic reading. Oh no, throw all that away. All you have to do is like build a like can you pay effort here? Not you lyrically you're not good. Presenting is not good. The point of the lyrics is not good. How are you a good poet? And why are people liking what you say? Why am I, when I'm scrolling down the comment section, so deep? It's hit emotion here. Look, see? Emotion. Like, what? Like, fuck all of you, you know? It's just.
Fucking poets. Here's an example.
They ruined poetry for me, man. I wanted to get into poetry. I wanted to go to poetry readings. Sounded like fun. I can't sing for shit. I don't have anybody who can do the music for the rap for me, nor can I talk quick. I'm like, okay, poetry seems like this, like I can do that. So let's go to poetry readings and poetry events. And I've never dreaded a decision in my life. I'll just keep it to myself, you know, just hide it somewhere. It's like, you know, I assume there's that one furry who's a normal person who's into dressing up, you know, because he watched you know, Bugs Bunny, and you know, like nature took its course, and then he shows up and he's a regular guy, like an engineer, you know, drinks beer with the guys, but like also likes this furry stuff, and he goes to the furry convention, sees what people do, he's like, I'm out. I'm sorry, I don't even want to associate with people. And yeah, okay, let's prepare for this. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Apologies for what you're about to say.
just a little bit of backstory. This is Rupi Kaur. She is one of the top 10 poets listed for 2018 according to The Verge. So you know that they're a reputable source. To be fair, I'd rather they rank poetry than actually report news, if I'm being honest. But she is one of their top options, and she recently, last year, released a poetry collection. It's called The Sun and Her Flowers. And, well, I'll let her do the talking, but I will also unplug my mic so that you can actually hear what is being said. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Sure.
Zero audio.
Yeah.
All right.
How do you
Oh, my
bring?
bad. Hold on.
Okay. So pastries. I like pastries. Who likes pastries too here?
I hate pastries after this holy month. I will hate and still hate pastries.
Oh no, that's why I don't
Fucking-
eat. I don't eat pastries in the holy month.
Dude, fried puff pastry, what are you talking about? Fucking kills me.
Yeah, okay. You are the unwise person who eats the pastries during the holy month. I miss croissant. I can't eat croissant in the holy month, but I miss croissant.
Oh, to be honest, I miss croissant too.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Were you guys able to hear that by chance? Her talking?
Nope.
Nope.
No, we're talking about croissant.
Croissant.
About croissants.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for giving you a croissant. Can I have your croissant?
Keep talking about croissants while I figure this out.
So I've watched a video on how to make croissant, and I have new respect for the French. To be honest, 70 layers, really? Wow, good job. Go France.
Did the egg surrender before they got cracked?
Oh no, they put the white flag, which is the butter, inside this roll, and there's so much butter. And the way the Frenchman explained it is like, we French like our butter, and I'm like, you're fat asses. I like fat asses, It's like we like our food extra rich, and like you can't say anything. He has
Extra
a bald spot,
rich, flavorful.
bald spot, extra rich, and making croissant. I just fell in love. All right, now I want to make a croissant.
Oui, my idol is Georges Pépin. He makes good omelette. He puts scallions on top. Oui. I make frog soup.
That's the most Russian French accent I've ever heard.
I cannot escape the Russian, dude. I cannot.
Louis, as a tip, this Blue Yeti does cancel like every noise that comes out of this. So maybe disconnect the Blue Yeti, and that way the mic of the laptop will hear itself.
That's what I tried doing.
Oh, it didn't work? Then use my trick. Time the phone with the other thing and put the phone near the mic and then click play them both at the same time.
Oh,
Like, we'll have to resort to this until we figure this out in a better way.
alrighty then.
Yes, we're very professional, Light Lelouch. How dare you even insinuate otherwise?
Light Lelouch, go. I actually can't say anything because he's technically in the running for MVC
No,
right now.
Dude, he's spamming, right? You're spamming.
Yeah, you're gonna win
Yeah, like
at this
nobody's
rate.
nobody's keeping up. Like Mr. Saiyan is trying, but then you have Stoop. I don't know how Stoop. Why do you still exist? How like? I thought you were there like to go and troll people. Is he actually the actual Stoop or just not?
Who cares? I found it. All right, I'm gonna play the audio.
All right, great. Let's do this.
Perfect.
All right.
Cringe
Sort of
and
say, stop, I'll do it when I'm ready. It's called Timeless. They convinced me I only had a few good years left before I was replaced by a girl younger than me. As though men yield power with age, but women grow into irrelevance. They can keep their lies, for I have just gotten started. I feel as though I just left the womb. My 20s are the warm-up for what I'm really about to do. So wait till you see me in my 30s. Now that will be a proper introduction to the nasty, wild woman in me. How can I leave before the party started? Rehearsals begin at 40. I ripen with age. I do not come with an expiration date. And now, for the main event, curtains up at 50. Let's begin the show.
Thank you so much.
What happens at 50?
Ruby Core. Thank you.
Yeah.
Should they
Yeah.
continue? What the
Expiration
fuck happens
date.
at 50? What about 60? Can you continue, please?
a woman saying she has no expiration date is the most ironic thing.
Dude, the first time I heard that, it hurt how ironic that was. It hurt me that she, props to her, I guess. She had the ovaries to say it, but my God, like, there was no way. that she could have thought that line in particular was going to land well.
Oh god.
No, what'd you
Those
guys
eggs are
think?
staying strong. Those eggs are staying fucking strong.
Dude, every time she does this, I just can't. I can't. I just can't. Ugh. You know, this is considered great poetry, by the way, people. This is considered to be the next level stuff. But, oh my god. I haven't had a good laugh on the expense of other people's creativity in such a long time. To me, this is why, like modern society has like a disease of like wanking itself instead of like friendly competing with each other. Everybody's just in a wank fest with each other. I love horrible painting. I love how you have these different colors. Or bad poetry. Well, everybody's got their own tastes, so I cannot judge. Fuck all of you, you lack of taste pieces of cunt, you spineless cowards. How dare you even pretend to be appreciators of art? One part of appreciation of art is shitting on what's shitty. If it's shit, you say it's shit, you say why, you tell them how they improve, and then you tell them to get the fuck out until they improve. Not this fucking wank fest that's going on.
I wish Gordon Ramsay was an art counselor or whatever. A lot of people would get the fuck out. A lot of people.
And that's the fun thing about Gordon Ramsay, right? He yells at the incompetence of people, but whenever he meets somebody who does a well done job, he doesn't like intentionally yell at them. He's impressed. He asks them questions. Suddenly he's friendly. So you can tell he just hates bad cooks, not hates everyone, or it's just angry for show. And that's somebody who simply respects their own opinion enough to be offended by horribleness. This bitch, I bet, the way it happened was like a bunch of people, like she showed them her poetry. They didn't understand anything there, but it's poetry, it's deep, right? So I was like, oh, this touched my soul. This is very interesting. She got the confidence. She gave it to somebody, some 12-year-old girls, because God forbid, I really pity fathers who have daughters because they're idols these days. I'm so sorry. You're gonna lose your kids. You're gonna lose your women. You're gonna lose your sons to Fortnite, or you're gonna lose your daughters to like these fucks, right? They become fangirls of the people with the short hair who need no man, and they just ruin their lives because of it. Before they even get the ovaries. And the way it goes is, everybody's doing this to each other, right? Girls are like getting encouraged to get their horrible stuff out and then get appreciated for it and then get bestseller for it because the 12-year-olds are buying it. It's like, this touched my soul. My heart was this, and it became that, And then you go for the guys, they want to bang the girls, right? So they're like, oh, yeah, this is brilliant stuff. My heart was this, and then it became this when I read this, right? Same thing.
More like my dick was this, and now I became this.
Yeah. No, my dick was this, and it's still this, so I'm gonna. So please,
My dick is this and became this. Captain Falcon punched that shit.
And again, I need to make the statement: people, stop getting caught in the smell of your own farts. Stop farting and just inhaling that shit in and being like, oh, go out, get hit. Risk is good. Being exposed to an audience that despises you, like comedians do, where people just throw stuff at them if they suck. That gives you character, gives you perspective, gives you thick skin, gives you everything you need. Instead, we have these fuckfests. I have no expiration date, even though like I can stop producing children at like 30 something.
For to
Well, you see, I think what she was talking about was actually her expiration on art and her ability to produce more art like her
I think-
publishers are trying to get her to do.
I think that already expired a long time ago. She's dealing with the fumes, right?
Frankly, if this is any indication of a sample of of any other work that she has, I'm not impressed. I think the expiration date was never even a date to begin with.
No. Here's the thing. So she goes like, I want to share this poem with you. So whenever you share a poem, or anything really, whenever you want to share anything on a talk show, you want to show your best, right? Not quite the most deep, the best, the objectively best one that if somebody hears, they know what you're about. The one she chose was about how, fuck all of you, I'm a woman, I don't have an expiration date, and it's like, oh, at my 30s, I begin to whatever. At 30, you start getting desperate. That's what 30s for women are, unless they're married and happy with children. God bless mothers. Like,
Well, maybe that's what she's about. Maybe she doesn't want. I am doing such a terrible job playing devil's advocate, and it's hurting me.
You can't. It's done. It's done. The Batwoman trailer's out. All these 12-year-old girls are gonna see, I don't know, Brie Larson and Batwoman outfit and be like, you know, and they'd be like, oh, that's so sexy. I want to be like that. Right? It's done. It's over.
Get ready
People
for
give up.
fifth wave feminism.
Give up. It's done. You might as well just go to bed. Just go to bed. It's all a bad dream. It's all a bad dream.
I hope so.
We all wish it were.
Dude, I'm willing to take my fucking life right now with this fucking axe. If feminism just took a 6th or 7th wave. Oh, can't wait for the red wave though. You know what I mean?
Just make sure you build first.
Oh, well, Babushka, you'd fit right in the red wave with all your rage today.
I mean, I took enough of it since I live in a house full of it.
You know how this cycle works too? The 12-year-olds, they consume this poetry, just as an example. They consume this form of art.
Right?
And then they convince themselves that they're depressed, right? Because modern poetry is all about being
Of
depressed.
course, yeah.
And then they go to the psychologists who just wank in front of them, solve absolutely nothing. And by the time they're 30, they're just in this never-ending phase of telling themselves that they're all right while the house around them is burning as they speak.
It's like that TV show, you know, the one where they put like people on an island and there's team men and team women, and team men are already hunting for tools. They made tools and they already made their camp and they're trying to fish for food, and the women are still talking to each other on the beach about how awesome they are.
Trying to get to know each other.
Yeah,
it was Survivor, and it was I have to think that was some witty executive, some clever guy upstairs, right? Who just thought, you know, let's make an episode disguised as friendly competition for equality's sake, just to make a point. The point being, women can't do all the same things men can do, and vice versa. That's the big picture.
No, I love how like there was an episode there where like the women were supposed to use the net to catch fish, but they don't know how, right? The guys figured it out, so they came to the women and they were like, okay, how about we use the net, and whatever we get out of your net, we split 50-50. We benefit and you benefit. But the woman did not need no man, so they refused the offer. And then the guy goes in the interview. It's like, yo, okay, I gave them a fair offer. They refused. Now I have the power. If they come to me, suddenly that offer is 75-25, you know?
And what did
So-
they do eventually?
I never watched after. I just watched that video, but I know they're like, I hate to admit it, but we need the guys because they have a fire and a dry area, a dry roof, you know, and we may want to crash in. And the guy's like, "What do you want? Get out of here!" Leeching off us.
I have seen the episode. What happens is exactly what you would expect to happen. They go to the guys and they you know, they're women, so they have the psychological warfare on their side, and they
Right,
try
yeah.
to make it seem like, you know, this is just the next step in us working together. We need each other. And the guys agree, one, because they don't want to look like assholes on national TV, but two, probably because they want to fuck them when the cameras aren't rolling.
Yeah, like that was how I was thinking. It was like, yeah, we need each other. I'm like, the only reason we need each other is canceled by that TV show. All right, get out of here. The only thing you can provide me is gathering berries at this point. And there are no berries here, so get the fuck out.
It's funny because there's a show that captured the whole essence of this experience perfectly. It's called Naked and Afraid. It's on the Discovery Channel, and it's gold. It's comedy. It is betrayal. It is sacrifice. It is sorrow, sadness. It's beautiful. It's all the stages of grief in the process. Basically, they team up a man and a woman, and they have them survive for 21 days. And if you can do it, congratulations. You get a certificate, maybe. I don't know what really the reward is. There's no money involved. So you're basically just going out 21 days into the woods.
For
naked.
bragging.
Yeah, with a stranger, just to come back and say that you did it. And it's so beautiful because, first of all, the people they find are people that are like, we're survival experts or we're survival professors or teachers or whatnot. They found one guy who was a marine biologist who just really liked going on camping trips. So he decided to sign up for this show, and he gets paired up with a random woman. They both get naked, and then they have to survive for 21 days. And
Great.
you can presume everything that gets done when the cameras aren't rolling, but 9 times out of 10, one person taps out. And the person that typically taps out,
As a woman.
yes, because they can't handle the environment. And now, to be fair, most of the guys tap out as well, but that's only because we've evolved so far from being able to survive in those circumstances that it's really not surprising when anyone fails. But the ones that do make it typically make it on their own, and they typically make it as men. And I think it's the show that exploits this reality best, while still hiding behind the, hey, look, there's a man and a woman teaming up, so equality.
You know why dudes are better at it? Because they have the balls, literally and figuratively, to keep going. There is a certain, like, women always brag about how they can handle pain better than men. We can handle stress better than women.
Yeah, they have, women have pregnancy and childbirth.
Yeah.
Men have the common cold.
No. Men have the coal mines. That's what they have.
It's a different ballpark. And the only reason why this seems offensive to people is because you've been raised in a society where you've been told that it's supposed to be offensive, when really it's supposed to be such a beautiful dynamic. So don't lose it. Because some of the
we're a
women
team.
nowadays are becoming basically unmarriageable.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it used to be only the guys were. And yeah, now.
Yeah. No, dude, you can't do anything anymore. You can't win as a guy here, like anywhere really. Like you can't like score. Like I found the one, and I'm settling down, and I'm mostly happy for the rest of my life, and it's just a matter of finding out how you can get that score, right? That's no longer the case anymore. Now, just by scouting, rape, like what can you do as a guy? Like thankfully there are like a few Petersons out there that give men hope and give females some perspective, but there isn't enough of them talking. And that's why I like whenever we show up here, we bitch a lot about this topic. Hopefully, like somebody sees that, like somebody still has the balls to say it, and we'll always have the balls to say it here because, we'll call it, we'll say it how we see it. And women, you are a disaster at this point. We're bad, but we've always been bad. We know how to take care of it. You guys, though, you guys don't know when to stop.
And maybe this is where I tend to excuse them a little bit. Maybe it's part of the growing pains, right? Right. The rights are evolving, right? Like men have had this ability to be rambunctious and learn from it. Women are just learning from their freedoms.
Don't give
They have
them
to learn
slack,
how to control
Louis.
it.
Don't give them slack, Louis.
I'm not talking to the I'm not talking to the Nazis. I'm talking to the normal women that are still worth saving. Don't fall down that rabbit hole.
You're precious, just not in the way others, just not in the way they want you to be precious, It's very simple. Like, I've dealt with a lot of females. Usually the attitudes in them that I find most beautiful and most appealing and most conversation worthy, funny enough, is their feminine qualities. What femininity they bring to the table. I see a girl pretending to be a guy. It's like, it's like, a white rich kid pretending to be thug from the streets of Detroit. It's like, what do you want? Get out of here. You're not the real thing. You're not even close.
Yes, Slim Jesus. Go away.
No. Eminem grew up with these fucks, all right? Eminem is one of them. Skin tone doesn't matter there, but I'm talking rich white kid wants to be Eminem, right?
I'm not talking about Eminem. I'm talking about the rapper. Oh, do you not know about Slim Jesus?
No. I thought this was like an allegory for Slim Shady.
Oh.
No. Slim Jesus is on another level.
Okay. Am I going to regret being curious?
Well, I guess we're going to have to react to this now, too.
Oh, dearie.
So if you have anything more to say about croissants, say now or forever hold your peace.
Okay, so 70 layers, all with butter in them. And they just, whenever the yeast grows, they are just get punched into each other. So the butter gets even more buttery and just holds. You don't even need cheese. As long as that butter that was applied was well salted. Oh, God. You get that, eat that with some eggs. Some milk tea, because that's the Asian way. You can't go wrong with with a croissant for breakfast. Some milk.
You also can't go wrong with this music video. All right, let's get it.
Oh God, you reminded me of this guy. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
He's horrible.
Alrighty then.
I fuck with savages. You a fuck boy. You
I'm
can't
done.
hack.
I'm done.
Me posted up on
I'm
Frank
not gonna
Blackmore
do that.
fucking
I'm not
gang.
gonna do this. I'm done.
Give it a minute. That was just the beginning. The promo.
He's out.
The next Eminem, folks? Okay, shut up.
Wait. Do you know what he looks like?
Is it done? Yes, thank God.
Oh, you weren't here?
I had to take a bathroom break. Ow. That hurt, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Look,
Not
look,
after
look.
all the woman stuff. It hurt, man. It's
You know,
hurt.
to be fair, most people at least make it past the first minute.
I
Wait,
saw
wait,
his face. I heard his squeaky fucking Fortnite sound, and memories rushed of death and destruction and dismay. I had to run away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Louis, do you know what this video clip looks like?
Enlighten
Check out
me.
this. Check out this link.
Oh, you have to show it. You have to show it.
Oh, is it worth sharing?
Yes. Oh, I love this fucking picture, man. This picture, I love it.
Hey guys, this is what became Jesus. Yeah, all right.
But my favorite part is like however, like a lot of them are just like intrigued in the picture. Like, I wonder, I wonder how it'd be like. Admiring the goods, here is a feminist agenda for you. How about you get people out of pornography and out of strip clubs into actual creative and
No,
scientific fields?
what are you doing? I'm gonna stop the stream before you speak more than you should. You end
No.
up saying something stupid.
Let me explain. The people who do porn should be the people who enjoy doing porn, not the one who do it out of need. Now, there are bitches that enjoy their porn. They enjoy performing. That's fine with me. Well, more power to you. But you don't want the people who go back home and cry. You want people who are into it. So when you go get it, you get it for real.
And
So-
that girl in that picture is about it.
Oh, yeah. You see that? You see that smile? Just how big and wide. I am a promoter of people being into the shit they're doing. I don't like watching the porn and the girl's like bored. It's just she's like trying to perform, but she's too sleepy, right? Because she's been doing this for like 16 hours and she has to make rent. It's like, yeah, give it to me. Yeah, give it to me. Like we're not into that. So get the people who are not into it out of there. So people who are into it can actually give us a good show. Get less quantity but more quality. Quality.
When it comes to quality with porn, this is normal porn. This is Japanese porn. Normal porn, Japanese porn. Normal porn, Japanese porn.
Dude, I've looked at all the Asians as far as I'm concerned, minus India. I don't consider that Asian. By the only one I could not tolerate was the Japanese. They're just so creepy. Why are
Yeah,
you creepy?
They do it with octopuses.
No,
Octopus?
it's,
Octopi?
no, it's not that. It's a mentality, It's just when you see the video, you just it hurts the head. I
Joey,
can't
when are
even-
you just gonna come out and say it? You hate Japan and everything it stands for, and you know what? That's okay.
I hate what Japan has done to itself because I like the culture, but just like America, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they don't know what the fuck they're losing. So it pains me. I have to shit on them. Same thing with the States. Same thing with Germany. Poor Germany. It's now Turkestan. Sweden is Swedenstan. Like, everybody's doing mistakes these days. And I'm looking at it's like what made you guys beautiful has been ripped away. And it breaks my heart.
No, my country of choice that I despise is Denmark. Happiest
Denmark.
country in the world. My ass. You can't be that happy all of the time. I don't know what they're putting in the water over there to, force
Make
you
the
to say that.
fucking
But
frogs gay.
yeah, if you're in danger, Denmark, blink twice.
Is Denmark communist?
Denmark is sad, is what they are.
Denmark looks like mild. You know that mildly content couple, or like get out from time to time, water their garden, and you say hi to them, and sometimes they show up to your barbecue, but they never amount to anything.
It's just too good to be true. That's what it is. That's the best way I can sum up Denmark. Too good to be true.
No.
And the same way that I can sum up this live stream, which we're going to have to end now.
Oh, yes.
Alrighty then. So,
Yeah, let's wrap up now. Yeah, I was trying to make a clever joke, but
I
we
gave you a few seconds.
no, I was. Maybe you guys can finish it for me. I was thinking of the meme like he protect, he whatever, but most importantly, he's something tech.
He protect, he attack, but most importantly, comment section, fill in the blank. Light Lelouch, I'm looking at you. This is for all the marbles.
All right,
If somebody else answers this and it's not you, Lelouch.
All right, we protect, we attack, but most importantly, we.
And in the meantime, we'll all give our shout outs and our goodbyes. I don't have any shout outs because no one I like watches this stream because I'm a loser on a Friday night doing a stream.
Shout out to Aziz because his diet finally got to him and he couldn't show.
I noticed the comment section was a bit quieter without him.
Oh, yes.
Guys, spam F in chat for Aziz.
Yeah.
And
He's
him
finally-
battling his sugar addiction.
Oh, Light Lelouch, go die. I don't meme. How dare you? You're on the internet in a comment section of a live stream. There isn't something as memey as that.
Let me make the he protect he attack meme.
Oh, here you go. Hamoud, be MVP. Come on. You'll get MVC if you get this right. Come on.
Oh, give him business, Hamoud. Yes, go for it, Hamoud.
Wah, wah, wah. Is he always late for stream? Really?
You fucking suck.
Hamoud, it has to rhyme. You piece of donkey dicks.
Our comment section, folks. This is what we have to deal with. I thought the standards were a little bit higher.
Okay, we have to collaborate and like get audiences from outside. This is ridiculous.
Wait. Let me make one dark. I'm gonna make a dark one. He protect, he attack, but most importantly, he has a shotgun in his backpack.
Oh,
Wait.
we just had another shooting today. Actually, that is appropriate. We just did have another shooting today.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes,
Is it the second one this month?
It's probably the second one this week.
What's
I can't keep track of it.
Guys, put the guns with the teachers. Dude, trust me. Put the guns with the teachers. I am so pro guns on this one. You know, the kid comes in, yeah, I'm Fortnite. And then like 50 teachers. Brah, 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 brah. Just, I can see it.
Homework.
You know, no, after they shoot him, after they shoot the shooter, they come over to him. It's like, I guess we'll give him an E for effort, right?
Bazinga. Bring me an essay from heaven.
Yeah, of course you train them, light loose. You don't just give them guns. You train somebody. They get a license, and then they get a gun and a shotgun, and they need to be trained how to do it. Because when the shooter comes, you bring out your own shotgun. People start thinking twice. That's the idea.
Oh, the
Oh
black
no,
tea.
school shootings will increase if there are guns, people will grab guns and they will shoot each other. No, they're not. No, they're not. You know,
In the words of Slim Jesus, who Trillian refused to listen to because he's a P word.
I agree.
It's drill time. And that's
No.
why you need to arm teachers. I guess. I don't know. I haven't thought that one through enough to come to a consensus.
No, just think about it. Think about it. How many shootings are there in the army?
None.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
And you guys have a week to think about that thought and get back to us when we're back next week, same day, same time. Hopefully the same time. I don't know, Trillian. Will it be the same time?
I'm
Next
sorry.
week?
Get off my case.
Leaving me to do the heavy lifting to start. Not even getting a warm up. Had to
I'm
come
sorry.
I had to come entertain these inbreds by myself.
Well, you have coffee. I don't. You deal with that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, we're hard carrying your show ever since it came out. You fucking bitch. It's my show.
I didn't sleep yet.
Yeah, that's why I fell asleep because I.
Yeah, no one cares anymore, Trillian. I got you that time.
Disgraceful.
Oh,
Alrighty then. Any last words?
Eat your apples if you can, people. Drink your milk. Don't be like Aziz. No sugar addiction. And you've been fun. Hope to see you in the next one.
Denmark, get your shit together.
Yes.
You have been
Hamud, get your jokes together.
Hamoud, go die.
that too. You guys need to work on the memeing in the comment section. Oh yeah, before we forget, yeah, it was a foregone conclusion. Congrats to Light Lelouch for winning MVC. Ugh.
Yeah.
We hope you'll join us next week for another fine episode of The Salt Grinder.